How about that? What if you should probably be on some talk show as the unhealthy super dodger, the least healthy super dodger of COVID, because it's floating
you want
around.
reporters to ask Biggie, what's your secret?
Yes. Yeah. What have you done?
You're looking at it.
How is it? What have you done to dodge COVID all this time? And your doctor said you can't get it. You haven't. I'm assuming you haven't gotten the vaccine.
Not yet.
You're
no,
not one of those. You're not one of those
3%.
3%. You're now mask shaming, and you have not gotten it. It's been one of those things that not only has it floated around you. Remember, my idea was when I had it last time. Let me come into the building.
Yes, I'll work with it.
I want to be here with it. And remember, I'll
just hold my breath when I'm around people.
I thought that was a great idea. I really thought that would be met with less resistance than it was.
Does it give you any comfort that it probably was bandied about some of the Situation Room in the White House during the COVID time?
At least there's at least there's that. I wanted to be in this room by myself and have everybody else in a different room in the building, and I would hold my breath from door into this room. And then, of course, then you couldn't use this room for about 2 hours, and somebody have to come in. I'd fumigate it. I'd spray some Lysol or whatever it was, Clorox wipes and everything. Anyhow, only 3% of people have gotten the vaccine in the new round. I have a physical coming up in about 10 days. And I wonder if I'll get it then. I'll probably ask the doctor. They may give it to me.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to see my doctor in a week or two. And if he has it in, which sometimes he does, I'd probably be like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
think they keep it at the office, right? Don't you usually have to go to someplace else?
Mine does, because I asked them before. I said, do you have the COVID vaccine? And they said, no, we had 50. We just gave them out, but we'll get more in.
Mine gave it to me last year.
Yeah.
When I went in, he gave me the flu and the COVID at the same time, one in each arm. And then I had to come back and remember I got my, what do you call it? What you had?
Shingles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a tough one. That shingle shot is tough, but it beats having the shingles, I can tell you that.
It does.
So they say anyway. And so, I'm going to go in, but I say that and I say, well, I'll decide then. Well, if he's going to say yes. I mean, doctors are going to say, get it. So I'd have
especially, given your advanced age.
Not that old, I'd have to be a person that says no. I absolutely do not want this because he's going to say take it. Let me see now. I think I've got something that weekend too, and that would be I think it's on a Friday. Oh, I'm hosting that charity event on the Saturday.
That can't be real.
No, that's.
I've noticed you said that a couple times to people in the building. I'm not available that weekend. I'm hosting a charity event.
Well. I believe him. I believe him because he rarely doesn't, and he's trying to get some shine off of it.
I'm hosting a charity event.
It's your good person moment of the year.
I don't know what it is. I don't know exactly what it is. I was asked.
Are you preparing ribald remarks?
No, I've done no preparation for it at all. A guy who's on the TV here, Eric Chilton, our friend, texted me 6 months ago and said, listen, I host this thing. I've done it before. They want 2 hosts this year. Would you like to host it with me? And so
you get to work with Eric.
Yeah, and he said, would you like to host it? I think we'd have a good time hosting it together. And so I looked at my calendar, which was surprisingly wide open.
Please have something. Please have something.
Pickle.
Nothing. And since then, of course, it's been like pickle. You want to play pickle that week? Now. But I said, no, I have a charity event. And there have been many other things that have come up. You want to do this? You want to do that? Can you do? No.
I'm sorry. Charity event
that I'm hosting with Eric Chilton. But he asked me about that about 6 months ago. I put it in the calendar. They said, can you send? Then they emailed and said, do you have a headshot? Do you have a facial shot, a picture? And I don't. I don't know where that is. I had to go.
We have old ones from the building.
I went to the promotions people here, and I said, "Do you have one?" They said, "Oh yeah, we can dig one up." Well, it's jowly. I didn't like it.
It's out of date.
I sent it, and they said, "This is poorly pixelated. This is a bad. We can't use this." So I had to go back again. They dug another one up again, jowlier, out of date. I sent it. Now there are posters hanging all over that area. It's like 2 counties away. There are posters everywhere, apparently, with great-looking Eric Chilton, who is perfectly coiffed, and jowly me.
And made up.
Yeah, and there I am in some dark room. I look like I'm being ransomed, and there I am.
Is the benefit for him?
Well, don't know what I don't know what the cause is, but honey, get the checkbook.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the charity event is. I'm literally hosting the thing in 10 days. He just said to me, you want to host this charity thing with me? I think it'd be fun. I said, all right, I'll do it.
Sure.
Now I'm on a poster. I don't know exactly what it is. And he hasn't contacted me. He said, we're playing this waiting game. We even had lunch. It didn't even come up. It didn't
Wow.
But
Jeez.
it's about 10 days away.
You're not going to walk out on the dais and go, cancer, am I right?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to. It's not this weekend. It's next weekend. And I'm just waiting for someone to say, well, here's some information. But no one has yet. I guess I could be proactive. And
Unless they've scrubbed you.
Well, that's another thing. Have they scrubbed me? Is it possible they took me from the event? They didn't want me.
They took Eric aside, your proposed co-host, and said, he's not fit.
It's not going to work out.
We've heard his show.
So right before, the day before, I have the opportunity to get flu and COVID vaccine. And if I do that, I guess I could be theoretically sick the next day.
Oh, man, then they'll really think it's for you.
Yeah.
You go out there all sweaty and pale.
Slumped in your chair.
Because, this will be the time it does affect you. It hasn't. You're always one that gets it, and you're like, I was fine. I'm fine. Didn't do anything to me.
Yeah.
And so this will be the time it hits you, and you'll have to go out there.
I know.
It's great to it's great to be here for such a wonderful cause.
That's another point of pride with me. Usually vaccines don't affect me. My wife, she's down 36 hours, and I have that way of sort of lording it over.
Yes,
somewhere.
you're smugly superior.
My smug superiority that I don't get sick often, and that vaccines don't make me sick. Generally,
I guess I'm just better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is. I just roll right through it.
And see, that's why I think you have no empathy at all for any one time anyone gets sick or injured. Is none of it. You've managed to dodge, even when you got COVID.
Yeah,
you were fine.
Light cases. Yeah, twice. I've had it twice.
Yeah.
Once I didn't even notice. The other time it felt like a cold.
Yeah.
So this time I really have thought about not getting the vaccine. But when the doctor's got the needle right there next to you and
it's hard to say no.
And when the doctor says it, you trust your doctor.
Yeah.
If he says you need it, and all of them are going to say you need it. Generally, I think most doctors will say that. So we'll wait and see, and we'll see how the charity event goes. I'll certainly report back.
Yes, please do.
We're playing a waiting game. I don't know when it is, or I do know when it is. I don't know exactly what we're
Are
doing.
you going to wear baggy clothing?
I don't know what I'm going to wear. I haven't even thought about that. I'll probably wear station gear, is my guess. Although
I know this charity event. And
you do. I don't.
I think you need to
step up.
Yeah, you might need to dress.
It's a morning thing.
You need to talk. Okay.
It's not evening, which I was surprised by.
It's not a dinner.
Then
I thought it was going to be.
I think you can get more casual then.
I would.
Yeah.
I'll ask you. Eric. He'll have it because he's got hair and makeup that's done and all that.
Yeah, he's got a team.
He's got the TV crew doing it, and he'll be in a suit, and there I'll be next to him. Just look, it's just always.
And your car goes.
Yeah.
Listen, when radio goes next to TV, we lose every time. Every time we lose because we don't have that makeup.
There's a reason those people are on TV.
Somebody this week in my fantasy football group said we did I sent out some email or something, and there was jokes being bantied about, and somebody said, "Yeah, he's got a face for radio." It's another one of those,
Zing.
Sometimes they say that about me, and
it's the oldest joke. Yeah,
I've heard it a few times before, and I wrote back first time I've heard that one.
I think I read this morning, just apropos, like 20 minutes ago. I just read that the word photogenic was invented like in 1925. They were making movies, of course, by that point.
Yes.
And they described some man as being photogenic.
And that's the first time.
Yeah. It was an invented word. It didn't exist.
Photogenic.
Yeah.
You do get new words. That's another thing I'm jaded about, like the masks.
Our language?
Yeah. Every year, the dictionary will say.
That nonsense.
Thank you. They'll say, well, here's a new word.
Like when LOL goes in the dictionary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'll look at it and go, why are we making new words? What's going on with that? But, now, photogenic, which went in if I was around in 1925, I would have said, what's this crap? Photogenic. But now, of course, it is part of the language. This is about looks as well, an update to a story we touched on yesterday. That museum in Paris that made the Rock's wax figure 3 shades too light has said, we'll fix it at our cost. A lot of people had complained about Rock said, I'll give you some money, you can darken me up. They said, we'll take care of it. We'll take care
We
of
found
it.
some bronzer.
Yeah, they got it. So
Nous sommes désolés.
they're going to do it. They're going to take care of it. Another update to a story here, and this is about age also and looks. Cher is lately. Cher has been doing some press. She's released that Christmas album.
Is that why she's doing more press?
Yeah.
Well, I think she's
talking.
also going into making the rounds denying she had her son kidnapped.
Correct.
That's why I think she's mostly doing interviews, because it's like,
Right.
here's my Christmas album. By the way, that's a lie.
I did
even
not-
though
I'm
he
not a
says
criminal.
it.
I did not have my son kidnapped. If you missed your Christmas song the first time we play, it's called DJ Play That Christmas Song.
Christmas song, I wanna be dancing all night long. It's cold outside, but it's warm in here, and that's the only thing I want this year. DJ,
She, her album has 10 standards that have been covered, of course, and 4 new songs, including this one.
it's love in here.
She says, this is about age, she's 77. Her boyfriend is 40 years her junior. His name is Alex Edwards. And she said, look, we get along great. The biggest issue is I'll say something, pop culture reference. She said, just the other day I mentioned Clark Gable. And he's like, I don't know who you're
You're a
talking about.
30-something
I don't know who
person?
you're talking about. But shouldn't he know Gone with the Wind?
No.
No? A 30
I mean,
something doesn't know Gone with the Wind?
I barely know it.
Christmas song, I want.
That's about your age, though, but you do know it.
I know it just because my mother watched Gone with the Wind, but, that's about it.
Well, he said, listen, Cher, he said to her, I wasn't born when Gone with the Wind came out. And she said, he played that card, which I hate.
You've heard of George Washington, haven't you?
I wasn't born when Gone with the Wind came out either, but I know who Clark Gable was. She said, I have to catch myself all the time. She said, we get along great, but whenever I drop in, Laurence Olivier, he doesn't know anything
Look,
about it.
it's when Dave once a day makes a reference. Yesterday, Dave mentioned the show Dallas. I know the show Dallas, but I didn't get his reference.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of like, I bet he's probably heard of Clark Gable.
Well, I would think, yeah.
But
Wouldn't
he
you
probably
think?
knows nothing of
Maybe
it.
not. I mean, he might not have heard the name Clark
Yeah.
Gable. At
Yeah.
age 37, maybe.
Dancing on.
Has Cher still got it or what? this music. Does that? I know it's early.
I'm in the spirit.
But you got to get in the spirit on this thing now. She's sounding good. By the way, we will ask a question about the television show Dallas in garbage time today on Tough Ass Trivia.
Oh, okay.
All right, there will be. Biggie's just talking about that.
That's not a show I watch. I know you and Dave did, but
Yeah, well, you'll be pretty stunned on this question. You don't have to have watched it to know the answer to this, but there's a question about the show Dallas. It'll come up. I'll just say that it'll come up during garbage time today.
watch Dave's eyes light up.
Yeah, you're really throwing him one today.
He'll drop a Barbara Bel Geddes reference or something.
There's another. Cher's boyfriend wouldn't know Barbara Bel Geddes. She's not going to know that. And Jock. Dave loves the character Jock, and it's not gonna. It won't fly with Cher's boyfriend. Mick Jagger. His girlfriend
Also north of 7. He's 80.
He's
right?
80. He's 80. And he was asked about fatherhood. Is it like riding a bike? And he said, no, it's not like riding a bike. His youngest son, Devereaux, had just turned 6. And so his kids range in age from 6 to 52. And he says it's totally different these days. It's not like riding a bike, and every child's different. And he said, I've lost a few of my skills in fatherhood over the years. He's fathered 8 with several different women. And at age 6, he says, I just don't get this new generation, how they parent, but I'm doing the best I can with parenting his kid. Is he, he's not married. He's got a girlfriend that gave the,
I don't believe
are they
he's
even
married.
still,
I don't even know if they're still together.
I don't either.
I wonder, because I like to know how it's changed for him, because I figured he's always been rich and famous,
Right.
and didn't have much to do with any of the children besides having a nanny.
Well, he was a global superstar when he had his first kid.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying I'd like to know more details.
I think he's lying. I don't think he really.
Yeah.
Or I don't know how it's changed much either, but he said, honestly, the more children you have, the more laissez-faire you get about them. It's like,
now that I believe.
let them go. True. A lot of people will tell you, child 1, you're hovering. By child 3 or 4, you're like, okay, let them do more. Let them live a little more life. I just read that teenagers, and we do this with our 18-year-old, we have him on Life 360, and I know when he's in class. My wife always knows where he is. That she'll say, well, he made it to class, or, he's back at the dorm, or whatever it is.
The package is on the move. The package is on the move.
We see him walking from one end of campus to the other. We know what time he gets home and all that stuff. And I read that teenagers now, they want that. Because they have lived it so long now. It's like they're fine with that. They just, that's how they grew up, because we've been tracking him since he got his license.
Perfect. Little sheep for the one world order.
Got him right under our thumb. Yeah, of course. And I'm a little sheep for the one world order, because my wife, she tracks me as well, and she knows when I'm coming home, what I'm going by, a restaurant she likes. Yeah. And she'll say, stop in and pick up such and such from Home Depot.
Yeah.
If I'm riding by, she'll go, stop.
You're 2 blocks from a Chili's, pull over.
Exactly. She just knows that stuff. And I'm okay with that. I'm just fine with that. I like being watched.
Yeah, when I was
hovered upon. I do. It's good.
When I was seeing somebody, we shared our locations.
You did?
Yeah, and it never bothered me. Because I remember in the beginning, she asked, like, is that okay? It was like a big deal. And I'm like, well, you can see what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's a real conversation for young couples now.
Yeah, and I'm like, and she's like, are you sure? Some guys have a problem with that. I'm like, no, I could care less.
I don't have any problem with that at all.
I'm like, you can see.
Your dot don't move.
Yeah, work, home.
Biggie's dot don't move.
The dot goes one place to the other.
Home, gas station, Target.
That's it. Bam, 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 bam. That's your spots. I don't go many spots either. And let me say this, and I don't want to overstep. I'd like you to share your location with me. I'm talking to you now,
Oh,
Biggie.
hell no.
And here's the reason. Here's why I want you to share it. Whenever you're 3 minutes late in here, I always turn to Chris Demm and say,
Biggie's fallen. He's lying on a cold bathroom floor right now.
So what I want to see is, he's moving. He's coming our direction. That's all I want to say. I just think about it. Think about it. I think for your safety,
don't answer,
for your health, for your safety, and for the quality of this, and for my peace of mind. Because really, if you are ever even a couple of minutes late, I turn to Chris Demm and say, "Do you think he's piled up on a cold ceramic floor somewhere and can't move and can't get to his phone?"
Yeah, or he's in a stairwell and can't. No one's going to see him until the sun comes up.
Exactly. And here I am waiting. That's why I want you to share your location with it. And the other person I want to share their location with is the Diesel, my pickleball partner.
Wait, what?
Well, I always want to know, he always wants to be at a certain time at the pickleball court, and when he starts moving, I need to start moving too, And sometimes I'm late, and he'll say, "Yeah, I've been stretching here for 10 minents," and I get so I just want you and I want the Diesel to be part of that. Of my family.
That's
you knew Life 360.
I just want you to think about it. There's room for more in my life.
I know. You'd love to track me.
I would.
He hasn't left yet. He's moving, but he hasn't left yet. I can see him moving around.
I think for your own protection. Austin, you're talking about the age gap in parenting. Mick Jagger's 80. His son is 6. Go ahead.
Hey, morning, guys. So I actually have a 17-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 2-year-old. The biggest difference, though, is the world is so different, and it's so more, to me, more hostile than it was even 20 years ago. So you can't really leave your kid out there like you could back when we was growing up. Because, back in the day, you could leave it at morning and come back at dark. Once it got dark, you didn't go home. So,
I agree with that.
Yeah, there's this. They call it the stranger danger generation.
Totally agree. I don't know
if you're born after a certain time. You could not be left alone because you were going to be snatched.
Yeah, and I think we may have created a lot of that in our minds, or we see more of it because of the...
There are monsters out there, of course.
No doubt, but I think there always have been, But now we do have the ability to protect, to watch at all times, so we can,
So if you were to, Kelly, track Biggie with your Life 360, would you see Biggie moving from kitchen to bedroom, or is the dot just at the house?
No, you can see
down to the floor.
You can zoom in that much? Okay.
Yeah, they'll say he's walking this going from... my wife can tell me, she knows when I'm in the kitchen. If she's somewhere else, she'll go, thaw a roast. I see you're in the kitchen. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's that advanced.
Hey, it works some. I track my mother, so I can always tell where she is, and I'll be like, she left her phone in the car. So I'll have to call like the house phone that she still has and be like, your phone's in your car.
Let's share it with each other.
Let's not.
We're best friends.
Are we?
Why would we not want to know where each other is at all? I'll give you my information. You give me yours.
I don't need.
And then we'll know,
He's literally reaching out to you, Biggie.
Exactly.
He's
Just put it in your head.
yeah, he's moving.
Put it in your head.
Yeah, I can see he's moving.
He's jacking it. Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
He's in the bedroom at 2:00. That's a sign.